Many thanks for speaking to us today then, Greg. What do you see as the top challenges for operators both in Europe and in the States at the moment?
Well, I think the biggest challenge right now is just the proliferation of devices. We're seeing people at home with so many devices, mobile phones, tablets, PCs, gaming systems. So we think that the home network is getting very, very complex. And we think that service providers need to think about tools that will help them manage all those different devices in the home. Otherwise, it causes problems for consumers. And when they have a problem, who do they call? They call the service provider. And if they don't have a way to help them resolve issues with those devices, we think they're going to be heavily challenged.
Sure, and do you think the rise in big data is a bit of an issue at the moment?
Absolutely. Big data is a buzzword, but I really think there's a lot to it. Service providers have been collecting data for a long time. It's just a matter of whether they can actually use that data to do something really useful. And that's where we see the trend really moving pretty much globally. So in North America, we're seeing a big focus on home device analytics. So I talked earlier about the number of devices that are going on in the home or growing in the home. We're starting to see North American providers wanting to collect information about those devices and seeing what kind of experience people are actually getting on the device. So in the United States specifically, we're seeing a lot of interest in measuring video quality on tablets and on smartphones and on PCs because they're extending TV. It's not just on the TV anymore, it's on all of these devices. So they want to get a feel for the experience that the customer is actually getting. And then in the rest of the world, we see a lot of interest in network analytics. So what kind of devices are people using, how many applications are they running, and how do those devices affect their network? And that's how why I think analytics is going to be a big trend in 2014 for customer experiences. It isn't just interesting to look at those analytics and see how they're affecting the network, but it's sharing all that data with the agents. So when they're troubleshooting a problem, they know not just what kind of device you have, or maybe you have a billing issue, but they can also see what's happening in the network. So that it helps them pinpoint the problem that you might be having and help resolve it more quickly.
And what about the rise in over-the-top services? Do you think that's going to have an impact on operator revenues?
Well, I think operators are starting to come to terms with the fact that over-the-top is here to stay. We see services like Netflix are really growing in popularity, and I really think they've come to terms with that. I think in the United States, there used to be a big discussion around net neutrality. I think those discussions are gone, and the operators are really embracing the fact that people are using services anytime, anywhere. And I think the investments that they're making in the network, whether it's LTE and wireless or GPON and fiber in the fixed space, makes me know that they realize that over-the-top is here to stay. So I don't know that operators are concerned about that. I think they've pretty much come to terms with it.
Well, let's hope so. So what about technology? What new technologies do you think that operators will be going for in 2014?
Well, in North America, we're seeing all the bigger operators have moved to LTE in the wireless space. I really think that's going to take off in Europe and in Asia in 2014. So we have Verizon Wireless, AT&T, Bell Canada, all moved to LTE. Whereas in Europe, there hasn't been quite as much impetus to move to LTE. I think that's going to be the big trend in 2014. I think we're seeing a lot of stuff move to the cloud, where old technology is new again. 20 years ago, we had the mainframe computers, which was basically another way of calling it cloud. But I really see that as being a big driver in technology in 2014 is cloud and LTE. And
what about today? What have you liked most about CEM Global so far?
Well, I think it's been a great event for two main reasons. First of all, the sessions that you have being driven by the service providers have been really interesting. So sharing real-world examples of the challenges that they're having, things they've done well and things they haven't done well have been really interesting. And then from a networking perspective, obviously the event is very helpful for us because where else can you come to one city and meet operators from 25 different countries or 30 different countries or probably even more. So it's a really good opportunity for us to meet our customers, talk to them a little bit about what their pain points are, and to really stay current to what they're dealing with right now.
Well, thank you for speaking to us today. I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
My pleasure. Thank you.